Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where I'm going to be your health advisor. In 2009, I went to see the doctor. So that time I checked my blood sugar level. So the blood sugar level was slightly higher, not very high, but normal I think is about 120. So I had about 140. The doctor advised me that I have to reduce my sugar level, and also it is good if I can reduce my weight. At that time my weight was about 83 kg, but for my height about 70 to 75 is acceptable, but I was 83. I thought, how I can reduce my weight, so I did some research. So before sharing that with you, so let me tell you, I am neither a doctor nor a health advisor, and I have no qualification of whatsoever. So I just followed certain things. I'm just sharing with you. So that may work for you or it may not work for you, but that worked for me. And number two, there may be some side effect, so that I do not know. So anything that you do before, you just consult a doctor or a certified health advisor. So this is just a standard disclaimer, and otherwise I am not going to talk anything very big. They are very simple things. In my experience, so I do not know, earlier I have never checked my blood pressure, but after I followed these things, I just did two things. One is a change in the diet, and the other one is some exercise. And after this, whenever I checked my BP, I had a low BP. But I do not know whether this one was the side effect of this, or maybe earlier I had, it was not diagnosed. And believe me, still I have a low BP. It's very, very rare that a stock market trader has a low BP. First, let us try to get some basics. And as a layman point of view, I am a layman, so I am not a professional. So from a layman point of view, so when you eat, so you have carbohydrate, protein, fat, and vitamins and minerals. This carbohydrate is the main source of energy for us, but the excess carbohydrate, it gets stored in the blood, so that is responsible for increasing the blood sugar level. So that's one thing. Second thing, the protein. The protein, people generally think it's for bodybuilding. And of course, fat is not good. So this is a basic thing. So the first thing is that if you want to reduce your blood sugar level or to reduce your weight, so the first and foremost thing is that you take less and less of carbohydrate. So this carbohydrate is the main thing for all the problems, whether it's of blood sugar or overweight or whatever it is. But the problem is that if you take very little carbohydrate, then you don't feel that your stomach is full. So you always feel the hungriness, and that creates a big problem. The more you feel hungry, you tend to eat more. The more you tend to eat, the more carbohydrate goes into our body. So how to control this feeling of hungriness, and then how to reduce the carbohydrate? For me, whatever thing I did, as I said, one is exercise. But when I say exercise, wait for the surprise. It's no running, no jogging. Because from my early childhood, I am a very, very lazy guy. So I had no time to go for walking and jogging. The exercise and the diet. This diet we will talk first, and that's where I started talking about carbohydrate, protein and other things. So I did some little bit of research. So then I came to know a few things which are very, very quite interesting things. So today in this video, I'm just going to talk only about coffee and tea, nothing else. Maybe in my next video, I will talk about my breakfast, lunch and dinner diet. So morning, like South Indians, very famous for filter coffee. So we can't survive without filter coffee. Morning, I used to take one filter coffee, and of course in the evening also filter coffee only. I am not a big fan of tea, but there are people who take tea in the evening. So what happens, so when this news came that I am slightly overweight and also having some sugar problem. So I was just checking through the websites, and I found something very, very interesting that is called Bulletproof coffee. Instead of drinking a normal coffee, so you drink Bulletproof coffee. The Bulletproof coffee is nothing but a normal coffee. In that normal coffee, you add 1 teaspoonful of butter and then 1 teaspoonful of MCT oil. Normal coffee with 1 teaspoon butter, 1 teaspoon MCT oil. What is MCT oil? I will come little later. If do not want to add butter, instead of butter, you can add 1 teaspoon of ghee also. So it's both are good. And people may say, sir, you are adding butter and ghee. That's a more fat. And nothing to worry. If you are taking less and less carbohydrate, okay, adding more fat is good. So that's called low carbohydrate and high fat, LCHF diet. So in the LCHF diet, so low carbohydrate, high fat. So that thing I will come later. So why high fat is good, and for the time being we just assume that so this is good. Okay, so 1 spoon butter or ghee, that's fine. What is this MCT oil? MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. So the people say normally oils contain long chain triglycerides, so that does not convert into energy so easily, so that gets stored as a fat in our body. But medium chain triglycerides so is converted into energy very fast, so it doesn't get stored in the body as a fat. So that's why the people suggest using MCT oil. Number 1, the availability of MCT oil. You go to Amazon or any other online shopping, so you will be able to find MCT oil, not a big deal. Number 2, is very, very expensive. And number 3, this MCT oil is actually derived from coconut. What a little bit research I did, in the coconut, so there is about 60 to 65% MCT oil is there, medium chain triglycerides. So they extract this. If you find MCT oil is too expensive or availability is a problem, so instead of MCT oil, you can just add 1 spoon of coconut oil also. So a normal coffee with 1 teaspoon ghee or butter and 1 spoon MCT oil or coconut oil. MCT oil is very good, but if there is no availability of MCT oil, you can just add 1 teaspoonful of coconut oil. So I did not buy MCT oil, I just added only coconut oil. Now, what is special in this? Number 1, it gives lot of energy for you. So when you work out, so more calories are burned very easily. It gives lot of energy. Number 2, you don't feel hungry. So this reduces the feeling of hungriness, so that when you go to your breakfast table, you just don't eat too much. Eating a limited breakfast, you already feel satisfied. So these are the benefits. When it comes to coffee, it's called Bulletproof coffee. But mostly South Indians are very much after this filter coffee. But North Indians, maybe many people, they like tea. If you are drinking a tea, then you don't add MCT oil, don't add any coconut oil. So when it comes to tea, so they call it as butter tea. Just a normal tea, add 1 teaspoonful of butter. It's called butter tea. I heard in the very colder regions like Tibet, this butter tea is very, very famous. Every tea shop, they sell butter tea in Tibet. So that's what I heard, right? So very, very simple, no big deal, just normal coffee or normal tea that you drink. Of course, if you are a sugar patient, it's better not to add sugar. I used to add some sweetness, but again, the people say adding sweetness is not really very good. But what to do? So I was, how to say, I was a slave for this taste. Okay, just add 1 teaspoonful of butter or ghee and then 1 teaspoonful of MCT oil or coconut oil. So that will be the game changer and you won't feel hungry, and so that when you go to breakfast or lunch, so you tend to eat less. So the less you eat, it's good for your health and you can reduce your weight. So believe me, in 2009, when I started this diet, of course, I just explained only tea and coffee. I'm yet to explain breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then do some exercise. So with that, consistently I reduced 4 kg every month for about 6 months. And 6 months 4 kg, so I became 59 kg. But for my height, 59 kg is very, very low. And then, I started looking very, very lean, so my wife started complaining, hey, you already don't look good. And then with this, so you look even more not good. So better stop. Maybe I thought, maybe she has to take so much effort to prepare the special food for me. So whatever it is. So I just continued this diet only for about 6 months or 8 months. I don't remember. But then after that I stopped it, and then so gradually my weight has increased, and now my weight is about 75 kg, and I think for my height the 75 kg is the right one. So what the people call as BMI. So as per BMI, so I am well within the range, and then my sugar problem is also not because like I did this for about 6 months to 8 months, then I stopped it. And once I stopped it, even after I stopping it, for next 3 to 4 years, I had no problem. Then after that, the sugar started coming again slightly. So then after that, I'm not regular. So as and when the sugar problem gets very big, so I do those things seriously for maybe for 15 days or 1 month, and then again I stop. So again the sugar problem goes away, then comes back after 1 year again. So this is how cat and mouse game I am playing with the blood sugar level. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. So in the next video, I will come out with the diet plan for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Thank you for watching.